Hello, this is Glenn Hall Taylor. What you are about to hear is an original Sherlock Holmes radio show, which is broadcast live in the mid-40s. It was my pleasure to act as producer-director of this series, which starred Basil Rathbone and Nigel Bruce. Before we hear the first of these shows, I'd like to tell you a little about what it was like at that time in live radio, and also a little about Basil Rathbone and Nigel Bruce. Sherlock Holmes show, there was no doubt about it. This was a powerful show. Everybody who listened to radio seemed to know about it, unless they were limited to the New York Philharmonic and Town Hall Tonight. The program listeners knew the show. It was a famous show. I think it was a very strong show. You know, one time we did an audition in which Nigel Bruce played the part of a retired Scotland Yard inspector. And we did this half-hour audition, and at the end of the audition, the announcer said, "This is the mutual broadcasting system." And Nigel Bruce turned to me and says, "Oh, dear boy, what's the mutual broadcasting system?" I said, "You've been on it for 2 years for Petri Wine." He had been on the show all this time and had never noticed what the closing announcement was. One of the best ways to listen to dramatic radio is to turn out the lights, sit back, and let your imagination take over. I'm going to do that right now myself. Won't you please join me?
This episode from the life of Sherlock Holmes will be transmitted to our men and women overseas by shortwave and through the worldwide facilities of the Armed Forces Radio Service. Petri Wine brings you Basil Rathbone and Nigel Bruce in the new adventures of Sherlock Holmes. The Petri family, the family that took time to bring you good wine, invite you to listen to Dr. Watson tell about another exciting adventure he shared with his old friend, that master detective Sherlock Holmes. And say, I want to ask you if you've sent in for that little present we've got for you. You know, that swell recipe calendar? It's free, of course, and it's really something. It's a 2-year calendar for 1945 and 46, and it's beautifully done in full color. But the best part of it is that it's jammed with recipes and ideas for cooking with Petri.
Sample complete. Ready to continue?